Alright guys, two things before you get into this video. One, I'm a noob. I don't really know much about this game. I played way back when, kind of suck at it. Um, but my dad made me quit, so yeah, I'm glad he did, because now I'm old and I can explore this game to my leisure, as I have nothing else to do with my life. Two, I just want to point out that if you're looking for something more fast-paced, this probably isn't it. I'm basically playing through the game, reading each and every quest line, because I'm actually interested in learning the lore around my favorite characters around World of Warcraft, and just kind of understanding, you know, what it is that I'm supposed to be doing, rather than just trying to level up as fast as possible. So, hope you enjoy. Hope you enjoy. Hope you enjoy. And if you do enjoy, don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you. Hey everybody, I thought it was about time I got started on my series on World of Warcraft, and don't let the 110 Shaquille O'Neal Paladin fool you. I'm a complete noob when it comes to World of Warcraft. Now, I did play this game when I was a teenager, but my dad, not understanding the idea of updated content in exchange for $15 a month, because he didn't understand that, he was like, hell no! We ain't gonna be paying no 15 goddamn dollars a month! And made me quit. So, and I'll be honest, I'm glad he did. I was addicted. I only made it to like level 30 or something like that. I tried to get back into it in a later date with my brother and Andrew. My brother, who, mind you, made fun of me for playing World of Warcraft in the first place, got way more addicted than I could. And he surpassed me in level so fast, and I couldn't keep up because I was playing other games like Battlefield Bad Company 2. I decided I would quit myself, and now I have returned to the World of Warcraft, and we're about to see what we can do with Ethanul the Rogue.
Though Lady Sylvanas and her Forsaken finally took vengeance upon their hated enemy, the Lich King, their dark crusade in Northrend proved costly. Betrayed by Grand Apothecary Putrus at the Battle of Wrathgate, the Forsaken's devious plague of death was unleashed upon both the Alliance and the Horde to calamitous effect. Unbeknownst to Sylvanas, Putrus and his demonic ally, Veramathras, had taken control of the Undercity. As a result, the Forsaken were wrongly blamed for the traitor's atrocities. Though the Undercity was eventually retaken, Sylvanas and her followers still bear the weight of Putrus' sins. Mistrusted by the other members of the Horde, the Forsaken must now prove their loyalty to the cause and redeem themselves from their supposed treachery. To this end, Sylvanas has bolstered her defenses within the Tirisfal Glades and readied her undead forces for any contingency. As one of the Forsaken, you must use your cunning and viciousness to slay any who would pose a threat to Sylvanas' rule, be they human, undead, or otherwise.
Huh, this is different. Fresh out of the grave, Ethanul, rise Ethanul. Welcome back to the realm of the living. With the blessing and power of the Dark Lady, I have freed you from death's grip. You are no slave, Ethanul. You are free to follow whatever path you choose from here. If you choose to serve the Dark Lady Sylvanas, I recommend you speak with the Undertaker Bordeaux. You will find him behind me in the graveyard. Alright, so I was just resurrected. And as it turns out, dang. Agatha, thick, boy. Anyways, yeah. So, see, this is where you used to start out, so it's kind of taking it back. I just want to go down here and see if anything's changed. Yeah, you used to start like right here, and thick old Agatha, she wasn't the one that resurrected you. It was some other less thick dude that resurrects you. So, which I'm not complaining. I'd rather be. I think this guy. I think Undertaker Mordo was the one that resurrected you. So let's check him out. Hello there. You must be Ethanul. Yes, that would be me. I'm pleased to see that you're up and walking around, Ethanul. You've held up nicely, especially after being dead for so long. Others weren't as lucky. If you wouldn't mind, I need you to fetch my embalming fluid and some twine to stitch up these bodies. You'll find both in the shadow grave, the building just behind me. Here, Darnell will join you. He knows the way. Alright, obtain the thick embalming fluid. Seems familiar. Alright, Darnell, what's up, bro? Long time no see. I don't remember you ever being in the original game, but that's cool. Okay, maybe I have to go down here. Okay, yeah, that's what I thought. Darnell, what's up? Damn, Darnell's fucking huge. Are all warriors this big? Let's see. Where could they be? I don't know. Probably the big glowing thing here. Dude, I love this head just staring at me. Damn, that's disturbing. Let's go back up and get this mission complete. Quest. I'm sorry. Alright, you will find the items. Continue. Exactly what I needed. You'll be an asset to the Forsaken Ethanul. You know, word has it that you're quite the rogue in your previous life. Perhaps I should assign you to a more exciting task. Please do. The Valkyrie raise hundreds of corpses every day. Agatha raised you just a few moments ago. Not all are as lucky as you, however. Some maintain their freedom, or maintain their free will, but live in constant fear and confusion. They usually run off into the woods, cowering at their own reflections. Others lose their minds completely, shambling about aimlessly. They often turn to violence and must be destroyed. This is your task, Ethanul. Destroy them, our former brothers and sisters, though they might be. Okay. See, that's funny. This is the first time I've actually ever read any of the quest line, as you can probably tell at my skilled reading. So I didn't understand why, these undead were, not with the Forsaken. It seems so weird to me. But maybe if I had taken time to read, I would have known. It's because they've lost their minds. Which I could imagine coming back from the dead wouldn't be the most, if you came back from the dead with your conscience intact, and you could reflect on yourself and be like, damn, I am an ugly motherfucker now. I mean, look at Ethanul, dude, he's missing his lower jaw. I'd be pretty shocked. How do you lose that jaw? Probably got knocked off with a hammer. Like a big old war mallet. Damn, those Valkyrie thick, boy. How do they fight, man? Are the Valkyrie supposed to be like big warriors? I guess that's MMO logic, RPG logic. The less clothing, the more armor. If you're a female. Alright, level 2. Damn, I'm gonna be level 1,000,000 in no time, bro. Alright, what's up, Undertaker? Not even the power of the Valkyrie was enough to save these creatures. They were doomed from the beginning. I have obtained some equipment for you, Ethanul. It's not much, but it will help. Battered cloak, thank you. I am done with you. There are, however, others who can use your aid. Caretaker Case, standing on the stump behind me. Can probably give you another assignment. You should speak with him now. Speak with the caretaker Case, my bad, at the Death Knell graves in Trisville Glades. Alright, Trisville. Alright. Man, that was rather easy to find. I'm not sure, maybe he was the one that resurrected you. No, it must be the Undertaker. In the old, the original WoW. Yes, and who might you be? I am Ethanul, bro. King, peasant, or rogue, I don't care. What you were before, I just need somebody with a working tongue. Well, I do believe I have that. Just barely. Being raised from the dead is strenuous. Not everyone copes with it as well as you did. In particular, there are 3 newly raised undead who are having trouble coping right now. I want you to find them and talk to them. It might be that they just need someone that they can relate with. You'll find them here in the graveyard. Alright. Seems easy enough. In fact, it seems redundantly easy. But you know what? I'm going to do it because I'm committed. I'm committed to getting to those high levels. Marshal Redpath. What's up? Step back, monster. You want to fight? Because I'll fight you. I'll fight any one of you creatures. Do you hear me? I'm not here to fight with you. Oh wait, no, my bad. I'm not here to fight. I've only been asked to speak with you. Oh really? Fine. I don't want to join you and your Forsaken. Maybe I'll start my own Forsaken. Maybe I'll invent Forsaken with elbows. What the fuck? You are free to do whatever you like. Okay, wow, that was an interesting conversation. Forsaken with elbows. Don't we have elbows? I guess technically we don't, yeah. We're missing the flesh, but we have the bone. Get away from me, you abomination. Says like my mom. I'm not an abomination, I'm simply undead. I just want to speak with you. The undead are taint upon Azeroth. Every one of your creatures deserves to be destroyed. Lillian, do you realize that you are undead yourself? She's like, what? I had no idea. What? What's going on? Who are you? What happened to me? Don't you remember? You died. I died? Yes, you're right. I died. It was an orc. He cut off my hands and left me to die. Valdred looks down at his hands. These aren't my hands. These aren't my hands. Calm down, Valdred. Undertaker Mordo probably sewed some new ones on for you. Valdred looks back down at his hands. I suppose this is my fate then. Ha, part of an undead army. Somehow I never considered that I might end up fighting for the Forsaken. He looks back up at you. What do I do now? You talk to Undertaker Bordeaux. He'll tell you what to do. That's all I know. Alright. I see. Well then, let's get to work, Ethanul. The Dark Lady needs us, right? I would guess so. And I hope she's as thick as Agatha over there. You've done well, Rogue. As you can see, not all of us have resigned to our fates. I'm glad to see that you're at least willing to work. Valdred will be a valuable asset to the Forsaken. As for the other two, there is not much we can do. We cannot force them to join us. Darnell tells me that the two of you have already met. Yeah, oh yeah. Yeah, we have. That's good. Because I'm sending you both into Death Knell. Your work is done here. Speak with Deathguard Sultane. Speak with Deathguard Sultane Cracker in Death Knell to the north. He will tell you more of what you must know. Alright. Let's go find Deathguard Sultane Cracker. I don't really like Darnell. I'm just gonna say I'm not really big on the this Darnell guy. But one, because he's taller than I am. He's much bigger, burlier, and I'm like this teeny tiny little rogue. Makes me feel inadequate. What's up, Saltine Cracker? Those Valkyrie have been really busy resurrecting you newbies lately. I've already seen a couple dozen new bodies run down that hill since this morning. You, however, are the most promising rogue I've seen today. Aw, I'm blushing, dude. We've been shipping in dead bodies from Silver Pine, Hillsbrad, hell, anywhere we can get them from. We can't, however, afford to ignore the bodies which are sitting right on our front doorsteps. The last vestiges of the Scarlet Crusade roam here in Tristfell Glades. While we've managed to push them from Deathnell, several of their bodies litter the buildings to the north and the east. Go find them and bring that Darnell fellow with you. He looks strong enough to carry a few corpses. Man, dude, I tell you what, this undead playthrough is rather dark. There we go. Let's get this guy. Can he only carry one at a time? Let's see if he can carry. I'm just gonna go ahead and get the bodies and then I'll kill people. Dude, look at Darnell, bro. How does he do that? See, this is making me feel even more inadequate and making me like Darnell even less. This is really annoying. Dude, can he stack all 6 on him? The fuck, bro? What the hell is that? I don't remember that being in the game. A lot has changed since the last time I've been in Azeroth, I can tell you that much. This is like motorcycles, 6 dead body carrying Darnell. Dude, if you had 1,000 Darnells, the undead would never have anything to worry about. They could just send a guy out, you come back with 100 bodies on top of him. Great work, Ethanul. I didn't even do any work. Fucking Darnell did it all. I knew you weren't useless. Here, take one of these. We Death Guards have piles of these things just sitting around. Short Duskbat Cape. Alright, I'm taking it. Are you still here, Ethanul? You know, I'm only a Death Guard. I don't have many... Whoa, they were like walking for like 10 seconds. It kind of freaked me out. I don't have many tasks I can hand out to passers-by like you. I recommend that you talk to Shadow Priest Sarvis. I remember he helped me get on my feet after I was plucked out of the tomb. I'm sure he'll do the same for you. You'll find him just inside the chapel here on the west side of the town. Alright. West side of the town, huh? Ooh. Take my combat log back here. West side of town. Oh, whoops. My bad. I think he's still back here. Because I remember you used to go up here and there was like a council or something. Yeah, here we are. A Shadow Priest Sarvis. What's up, bro? I see you. Greetings, Ethanul. I see you wield a weapon. Can you fight? No. This is for looks. Just so I look cool. I can dance, though. If you're going to be an asset to the Forsaken, you need to learn how to fight, and there's no better target than the Scourge minions that continue to pester us. The wretched ghouls and rattlecage skeletons that roam the north and to the east are former troopers of the fallen Scourge. They should prove to be an even match for your fledgling rogue like you. Do not tarry. When you are done, speak to me again. Alright. Oh man, it's Valentine's Day. I completely forgot. The undead celebrate Valentine's Day. Man, that makes me feel bad, bro. I'm worse than the undead, dude. I don't have anybody to celebrate with. Yeah, they also changed up this quest a little bit, because it used to be you had to kill 2 separate types of enemies. Now it's like, yeah, just anything you kill, it counts. But hey, you know, I'm all for simplicity. I love sushi. The best sushi is simple. So I kind of apply that towards game logic. The best games are simple. Though I have a feeling, wow, isn't all that simple now? Alright. Knocked him out. See, does Rattle Cage Skeleton count as Scourge? I would imagine they would. Yeah, they do. Awesome. But the undead, they're like my favorite in terms of out of all the races that you can pick or factions that you can pick. I don't know why. When I was younger, I used to be terribly horrified of horror movies. I couldn't watch any type of scary movie, and I remember the first one I ever watched completely through was Dawn of the Dead, the remake, 2006 remake, and I was hooked after that. I had to watch more zombie movies, even though they scared the living daylights out of me, and then eventually got to a point where scary movies didn't really scare me anymore. And when I got into World of Warcraft, it was shortly after 2006, right around the time. Oh, was it? Yeah, it must have been shortly after 2006, because I was into zombies. Burning Crusade was just about to launch, if it hadn't already launched. And I remember starting this game and realizing, oh, you could be undead, and I just thought, man, that's the coolest shit ever. Because I don't know, to me, an undead human is the scariest thing in the world. You know, it kind of shows. I feel like there's a lot of us reflected in the zombie, obviously, because they're undead humans. But let's go ahead and read this. You're growing in strength, Ethanul. I've seen your type before. You will be moving out of Deathnell and on to greater things before long. Just make sure you don't lose sight of where you started. You have much to accomplish, Rogue. Scavenger tunic, right. Oh yeah, I should probably have read that. Oh well. May the Dark Lady watch over you, Ethanul. You will receive. Okay, just give me experience. Earlier on, I saw a young, forsaken woman running towards an old inn. She was screaming for her life, pleading to be taken back home. Not all of us are as resolute as others, Ethanul. Even so, we must accept our fates as undead if we are to rise up against those that would put us down. Take my hand mirror and show it to the young woman. She needs to see what she really is and join us in our cause. Besides, we can use all the bodies that we can get. Find Lillian Voss. You know, it's funny because I never thought reading quests would actually be fun, but you know, what I'm learning, the lore I'm learning about these characters is actually pretty interesting. What the fuck is a panda doing here? Okay, she must be upstairs. No? Downstairs maybe? Is there a downstairs? Okay. Oh, here she is. Get away from me, you monster. Don't look at me. I'm hideous. I don't know why she sounds like Donald Trump. You're not hideous, Lillian. You're one of us. Here, look in this mirror. See for yourself. Yeah, I'm not sure that helps. You don't understand. I can't be undead. Not me. Not now. Why not, bro? This is awesome. We get to live again. Live forever, most likely. Say she ran away. What a shame. Very well. As long as she's maintained her free will, there's still hope. I can keep you busy here in town all week, but you seem to be more the fighting type. Elrith looks you over and nods. Yes, you'll do just fine. I'd like you to go to talk to Executor Arn. Follow the path north and out of Death Knell. You'll find him not far past the barricades. Alright. But I also love their area. I love how dark and dreary. I feel like it's just the most atmospheric starting area in World of Warcraft, which I don't have much of an authority to speak. Like I said, I'm not like the biggest WoW head. I haven't played this game a shit ton to where I should know everything about this game, but I don't know. It blew me away when I first started in this area. Everything's dark, everything is dreary. I mean, it's definitely the perfect place for the undead to start. Let's see. What do we have here? A new rogue, ready for battle, eh? Yes, I am. First of all, look at your armor. You're a mess rogue. If you'd like to stay in one piece, and I've no doubt you do, perhaps I can help. If you can gather some paws and wings from the wolves and bats nearby, maybe I'll find some armor for you. You'll find the creatures to the north and to the west of here. Alright, let's go ahead and equip all my other armor that I just got. This shows my newbieism here. I completely forgot to... I'll let that cape better. I completely forgot to equip the shit that I just got from these guys. Alright. See this mangy old dustbat. That's right, I said mangy. Well, I guess I gotta get paused too, so. Uh-oh. Dude, what'd I do to you, bro? You're not supposed to attack me unless I attack you. I've always liked this this eviscerate move here. Like you accumulate these dots, and so like if you have I have 2 right now, so it does like a certain amount of point. Oh, okay, so it says the point damage. So let's say I accumulate 5 points, it does 25 damage. So I heard, and I'm not sure if this is true, because you know how like kids like to over-exaggerate, but a friend of mine who was really into WoW said that there used to not be a cap on the amount of like points you could gain, and someone just kept accumulating these points and didn't use Eviscerate at all, and then one day he one-hit a dungeon boss, and so that's why they added the cap in. But I don't even know if that's true. Like I should check that out. Or if there's like a video of it. Alright. Yeah, I noticed the beginning areas are a lot more streamlined than they used to be, because back in the original WoW, I felt like it took forever, you know, to get anywhere. Which I remember when they started changing things and making it easier to level, a lot of veterans complained about it, because it's like, I don't know, I guess they just like the amount of time it took. But to me, it makes the game more grindy. I think it's okay to make the game more streamlined, especially if you want to get newer people into the game. And even if you're a veteran, you don't want the game to die, you know. So obviously, I think it's good for newer people to get into the game. But at the same time, after a while, it's like this game becomes a game that a totally different game than the game you started playing, right? I mean, WoW now is not the World of Warcraft from back in 2005. Let's see here. Do try your best to keep yourself unharmed until I get you some armor. Alright. Thank you, Ethanul. This armor should help you out. Hopefully, it should do you more good than the last one to wear it. Yeah. Level up. Ding, motherfucker. One of the greatest struggles is obtaining the natural resources we need to survive. Gold was scarce in the Lord Daron. Yes, sorry, I got froze up on that word. Gold was scarce in Lordaeron. Even in the height of the Alliance power, so many years ago, there is a gold mine to the west that has been overrun with spiders. We need gold from the mine, but we can't very well get it while the spiders are crawling around in there. I've not much manpower to commit to the task, so we'll just have to, there goes that guy again, do it little by little. Get up there and see what you can do for us, Ethanul. This dude's showing off, bro. What do you want? God, this guy's ruining my experience. Should report it. Now, this is one problem I have with MMOs, is like, you go and do these quests. So basically these spiders have been here for like over 10 years, because I did the same exact quest, back when I first started the game. And I don't know, that's how I feel about it. It's kind of weird that, I mean, I get it. I get the concept. You want everybody to be able to do the quest. But it's like, even when you do these quests, nothing in the world really changes. You haven't really accomplished anything except for you get the experience for the quest. Whereas, like, if you play, like, other games, it's possible that after you complete a mission, the world has changed a little bit, right? So, but at the same time, I'm not really criticizing it. I understand why it's like that. I like this game. In my mind, it's just kind of odd because I've done this mission. I've done this beginning area several times when I was younger. Let's see here. I wonder, I don't know if anybody else watches Mr.Sark, but I wonder if Sark, anytime there's if you ever go watch his Machinima episode where he like freaks out. Because someone sends him a spider encased in like, I don't know, some sort of like glass or I don't know, it must be a fossilized spider or something like that. Like he has this like panic attack and almost throws up. I wonder if any time he plays any type of game with spiders in it, if that happens. And I wonder if like he plays this beginning area in World of Warcraft, if he would almost puke all over himself. I'm not sure if arachnophobia is the same across platforms, because it's like, I know I watched one of his videos where he was chasing, he's playing the Hunt Showdown.
No, I think I'm back. I'm sorry, Sark, I'm back. I was lagging. Are you alright?
And the spider in that one almost made him freak the fuck out. But, the spiders in this one, the graphics aren't that detailed, so maybe it wouldn't freak him out as bad. I don't know, then again, these things are pretty creepy looking. Alright. So you can also tell I'm a noob because, like, when it comes to these attacks, I just spam click. You know, I don't think most vets spam click. I think they probably have these like macros set up, or they just use the 1 and 2 keys or the number keys to deliver their attacks. But I like spam click like a motherfucker. I'm like pop 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 pop. And it's kind of like a habit I originally developed. Probably before I even played PC games. I probably back when I was just playing console only. You know, if you're trying to deliver as many attacks as possible, in your mind it's like, oh, by tapping this button over and over again as fast as I can, I'm gonna deliver the most attacks. Um, and so when I played WoW, you know, you're fighting, and I didn't really think of this idea of a cooldown, and I'm just like, and so still, I have that really shitty habit of clicking non-stop. Alright, let's get up here. I think there's one more mission I gotta do down in there. Not completely sure, though. Alright, good sir. Well, it's a start. It'll take a few weeks or months to fully clean out the infestation. It will definitely probably take years to clean out the infestation, because you guys, it's been 10 years. It's time to get off your ass and, you know, do a little bit more work. After that, we'll have to get down there with some torches to burn away the webbing. You've done your duty well, Ethanul. While you were inside the cave, your big friend Darnell, he's not my friend, came by with some alarming news. Since the Valkyrie arrived, we've seen more and more undead that chose not to join our forces under the banner of the Dark Lady. They've been gathering at a small camp here in the valley, and now they've organized forces. They plan to attack Ethanul Rogue. Darnell is just down the road to the east. Be careful, Ethanul. While those undead aren't completely brainless, they're still not quite right in the head. Report to Darnell. Okay, well, I don't know. Oh yeah, there is. I think I have done this mission before. Oh yeah, this little camp down here. I mean, obviously, if I got to level 40, I did this mission before, but you know, like I said, things have changed, and so in my mind, it's like I don't know if the quests are all the same. Well, obviously, they're not all the same because some of the things are different. Ethanol, you made it. Yes, I did, Darnell. You see those tents up there? That's where we're headed. The battle has probably already started. What, really? I don't see battle. Oh, I gotta choose my word. Okay, Forsaken Dagger. I'm filling that. Can I equip short swords? Dude, I'll take the short sword. Well, which one does more damage? I guess they do the same amount. While you were taking care of matters for Executor Art, I went off on assignments of my own. Shadow Priest's Harvest asked me to peek in on the Rotbrain camp. There's a reason why they're called Rotbrains. Their leader goes by the name of Marshal Redpath, and he's an absolute beast. Look, Ethanol, the attack is starting. You're better in combat than I am. Get in there and help out. When you're done, meet up with Shadow Priest's Harvest in the chapel. Good luck, Ethanol. Alright, Darnell. See what I can accomplish here. Probably get murdered several times, because I remember when I first started this game, I would always get, oh, they're yellow, so I guess I won't. Oh shit, they pulled a Houdini. Oh no, they're red, yeah, so I remember this. Let's go ahead and take out Redpath. Take it, Red Path. I don't care about your tornadoes. Now, I did completely forget to equip my short sword, so there's another new move I made. I think I might have forgot to do the pants as well. The same amount of armor. Oh well. I really like the kind of story plot behind this idea that people are like coming back from the dead, and some are able to accept it and some aren't. Because I feel like, you know, that would be a problem. You know, I know if I came back undead, I would be like, holy shit, yeah, I'm not alive anymore. It'd be such a strange feeling to die and then be brought back. Especially depending on how you died, or when you died. Because I imagine, like, some of these people, like the girl back earlier who was like, you know, I can't be dead now, you know, what if she was about to get married, you know? What if her lover killed her, you know? And so it's like, or maybe you had a child and you can't protect that child anymore because you died. It's just kind of interesting to think that these people had these kind of lives before this that they grew accustomed to, and then they get resurrected and they have to create a whole new purpose for themselves. Dude, she looks like Marge Simpson. I'm starting to get a little low on health, so I'm going to go ahead and cannibalize. Not sure how I'm eating with the lower jaw missing, but that's a little fun little sound effect. Let's see who's next. Rod Brain. Alright, I'll take you out. That's another thing. I'm right clicking these guys. I need to be tab clicking. Tab targeting. I don't know if you call it tab clicking. I probably sound like a real fucking old man. I don't know all the terminology behind this game. Alright, so I need to go return this mission. Oh shit. Want some of this? Oh, double fight? I don't know if I can take on two. I definitely can't take on anybody if I don't target them. Which I tab targeted that time. Pretty impressive, right? Since I'm not in combat, I'm not going to worry about it because I don't think there's any red guys from here on out. I think everybody here is yellow. So I don't expect to be in combat anytime soon. Famous last words, I imagine. Being born again under the power of a Valkyrie is a strenuous process, I bet. Many don't survive the shock, turning into zombies or ghouls. Others retain just enough humanity to seem normal on the outside, but they're sick inside. We should have slain those rot brains the day they were raised. As for you, you're strong, Rogue. You're a strong Rogue. Ethanul, I knew you'd do well. You'll be headed out to Death Nelson. Alright. Sarvis produces a piece of paper from within his robes. These will need to be taken to my field agent, Death Guard Simmer. This information contains the whereabouts of the last few holdouts from the Scarlet Crusade. We will destroy these Crusaders once and for all, and I have a feeling you'll be instrumental in that effort, Ethanul. Take the road north out of Death Knell. Soon after entering Trisfell proper, you'll see a large manse. Simmers inside. Delivers. Okay, let's go ahead and head out to Mr. Simmer. Damn, bro. That is. Oh, he's a hunter. Okay, I guess that makes sense. I like that they have undead animals. That's way cooler. Dang, that thing looks vicious too. Kinda looks like my back. Alright, that must be the manse? Is that how you pronounce that? Manse? Manse? Sounds like a really weird word for a place to live. I'm just gonna call it a mansion. Estate. How about an estate? I like that. Estate. Definitely not a mansion. Estate. I just want to check out your estate, bro. Jesus, there's a bunch of quests here. That guy looks awesome. I want that hat. Death Guard Simmer. Alright, Death Guard Simmer looks at you expectantly. Yes, what do you want? Check out this letter I have here. Yes, this is very good. You've done well in obtaining this information, Ethanul. Names of the Scarlet Crusade officers in the Trisfell Glades. Imagine the blow we could deal to the morale of those bloody zealots if we were to kill their leaders in one swift strike. I will pass this information forward. Alright. Humans are notoriously fickle creatures. The farmers to the west are no exception. Sure, they may be plowing their fields peacefully now, but tomorrow they may be raising their scythes against us. The alliance looms close by in Gilness? I'm gonna say Gilness. And the power of the Stormwind looms to the south. Any of these could recruit these tillers and use them as a wedge against us. I want them dead. See to it that it's done. Okay. Seems simple enough. Kill a couple of farmers. What have we here? You look like a fledgling rogue. If you hope to prove yourself to the Dark Lady, you need to learn the ways of the Forsaken. To the west you'll find a farm. Humans infest the land like a mold on a rotting corpse, and worse yet, the Scarlet Crusade patrols nearby from their towers. Teach those scum a lesson and steal 10 of their precious pumpkins. Once you have 10, bring them back. Wow. Whew. Filler mission alert. Alright, let's see what this guy's got. You work hard your whole life, and what do you get? Killed by a plague. Then you work even harder in undeath, and what do you get? Money. Yes, and a small estate with a few pesky hangers on, but happiness, not so much. I'm lonely in my old age, Ethanul. I need a companion. Use this leash on one of these murlocs at the Whispering Shore to the west. You'll have to weaken it first before you can leash it. Then bring it back to me. Dude, I've played enough Pokemon to know where this is going. Alright, I got enough time to kill these farmers off and steal their fucking pumpkins. Right before work. It's the thing I like about World of Warcraft. Just chill, get on, do a couple quests, get off. And then when you think you're about to get off, you say to yourself, see where obviously you'd be attacking me, dummy. You say you're gonna get off, but then you realize you've become insanely addicted and you just keep saying to yourself, one more level, when I first got this game, I thought, oh, I made a terrible mistake, dude. I'm not gonna play this that much. You know, I'm not gonna play. Which, in my defense, I really haven't played it that much since I got it. This is probably the most time I've actually invested into it since I picked it up. But I remember I got to like level 2 and I was like, oh yeah, this is cool. And then I had like a little bit left before level 3 and I was like, alright, I'm gonna get off here. And then I look at it and I'm like, you know, just one more level. And I'm like, oh fuck, it started. It's begun. I've become addicted. The farmers are a lot easier to kill. Oh, do I have stealth now? Yeah, dude. Oh yeah. I don't have backstab though, so that's kind of worthless. Just kind of walk around all cool, creeping around. Hi. Alright. Nice. Well, WoW had an update right in the midst of me slaughtering a farmer, so, that's the one thing that has really annoyed me about this game is I keep getting disconnected at random times. And I know that I don't think it, I was thinking to myself, it's not the game's fault because, I'm using wireless internet. So I plugged in my Ethernet cable and I'm thinking, now it'll be cool. And I'm pretty sure everything is actually pretty cool, but, I just love how that one time it's like, hey, here's an update. Right in the middle of my game. Oh, thanks. Could you imagine, like, what if you're doing something, like, insanely important? What if like, you were, like, in the middle of an insane raid, or, like, which I'm sure they have countermeasures for that, obviously. Like, your instance doesn't reset for a certain amount of days. But, like, what if, like, you were in an epic PvP battle with a couple of Alliance characters, and then all of a sudden you get kicked from the game? I mean, well, that would be relatively annoying. And these pumpkins are a lot easier still in this one, but, of course, then again, there's not as many players running around here. I remember, like, you would always be competing for shit, because, like, you see these other players trying to steal the pumpkins too. You're like, oh god, they're gonna get it before I can get it. There's that one new guy. Oh, what's up? Double roguing it. I don't think he gives a shit. Look at him. He's taking all those pumpkins. Already got them, dude. I don't need any more pumpkins. You're not competing with me. Not sure why these farmers would stick around. Oh, the Scarlet Crusade. I'm not sure why these farmers would stick around. I mean, it's like, dude, if I had this farm and I knew right down the road there's a bunch of undead dudes living there, I'd probably be like, you know, I think it's about time to move out. I think it's time to pack up, head somewhere else. No, you took my family, but you won't. What? You won't take my land. No, but I'll take your life, good sir. And then I remember it used to be like if this dude attacked that dude first, then I wouldn't get credit for the kill. I'm glad they changed that, because that was really annoying. It can make a quest last forever. Alright, well, got that done with. Let's go turn it in, and that will be this episode of A Noob Plays World of Warcraft. you've the makings of a mighty rogue, undead. I heard the cries of those humans from all the way over here. Perhaps soon we will be rid of this human plight. Oh yeah, I guess let's sort. Go ahead and take this little guy here. Oh god, I thought it said Simmer's dick. Damn, that caught me off guard. Oh, my inventory's full. Well, shit. Let's see. You've the makings of a mighty rogue, undead. I heard the cries of those humans from all the way over here. Perhaps soon we will be rid of this human plight. Simmer's Dirk. And complete. We need someone with initiative like yourself to drive the Scarlet Crusade to the grave. Prove to me you are capable of serving the Dark Lady by traveling west to the tower past the Soledin farmstead and slay 10 warriors of the Scarlet Crusade. Alright. How about you, buddy? You have performed your bidding well, young rogue. You are proving yourself to be quite an asset to the Dark Lady's army. These pumpkins have a purpose, rogue. They'll be the delivery mechanism for my latest batch of plague, which should be a particularly painful and virulent concoction. However, the plague requires a few rare ingredients. We'll need marrow petals, which grow at the bottom of the Stillwater Pond, just to the east of here. We'll also need Xaverin's thorn, which grows on the rocky cliffs to the northwest. Finally, we need some briny sea cucumbers found in the surf off of Whispering Shore. Alright, guys, that'll have to be it for me because I gotta go to work, and if I don't make money, I'm not going to be able to continue playing this game, meaning I'm not going to be able to continue this series. If you actually enjoy the series, please give it a like and a subscription. I'll be continuing this series probably tomorrow after I get off work. Yeah, I imagine I will. And just be watching this weekend. I got a 3-day weekend, so there's going to be tons of videos coming up. So, yeah, appreciate you watching. Hope you all have a fantastic and glorious night or evening or day or whatever time it is, wherever you may be.